Wow. Oh, mercy. Your brother from the gutter, the slick daddy back behind the wood. It's the open bar, never recover, never minimum. And I am recording this podcast on March 12th. And the Bills just signed Joey Bosa in free agency, huh? Does he have anything left in the tank, or has he pissed his last drop? I don't know. But 1 year and $12 million, I think it's worth it to give it a shot. I mean, what do you got to lose? Leonard Floyd just signed for $10 million, I believe the 49ers gave him. You remember Leonard Floyd? He was here a couple of years ago. Now, Joey Bosa, he's been kind of banged up. He only had 5 sacks last year. He played in 14 games. He's got hip and back problems. So maybe if you just use the guy, you don't overuse the guy. I don't know what they had as a rotation in San Diego, how many percentage of snaps he played, if he played 70% of the snaps or whatever. But if you give him just, 40% of the snaps, keep him fresh, for pass rushing and, for the end of the year, you might get something out of him. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You got to take a shot.
He's the hope of America.
Well, let's hope so. Also, from the Chargers, they signed wide receiver Josh Palmer. The guy doesn't have blazing speed from what they say, but he's deceptively fast, whatever that means. And he runs great routes, very polished with the route running, good hands. He was stuck behind some very talented receivers there. Keenan, what's his name? Keenan McCardle. Yeah, so he was stuck behind some good players there. He didn't really get a chance to play. He'll probably play outside opposite Keon Coleman. Had 40 catches last year for 580 yards. He's only 25 years old, so, he's still a young tyke right now. He should fit right in and give Josh Allen another weapon, another tool in the toolbox to go along with Shakir and Coleman.
Socially, he fits in somewhere between a hooker and a bartender.
And this free agency signing, I really dig. Cat's name is Michael Hoyt. He is listed as an outside linebacker, defensive tackle, defensive end. I mean, the guy plays every position on the defensive line. You can put him anywhere. He can be used as a chess piece to, confuse defenses. He's a late bloomer, 27 years old. He was originally drafted by the Ottawa Rough Riders. Let's hear it for the Ottawa Rough Riders.
Because you're like the coolest person I've ever met, and you don't even have to try.
Thank you. He was drafted by Ottawa. He said, fuck that. I'm not going to go to Canada and freeze my ass off. So what does he do? He signs up with the Los Angeles Rams. He goes to Hollywood as a free agent, and the rest is history. I mean, the guy has just become a hell of a player. He's 6'4", 270. He's got 14 sacks in 5 years, 50 tackles, and they say that he's right up there, like ranked 20th in pressures or something in the league. So another intriguing prospect the Bills have signed in free agency. So you got to give it up for Brandon Beane. He is busting moves. Busting moves all over the place. And, of course, this coming on the heels of signing Josh Allen to an extension. What was it, $330 million? He's basically with us until he's ready for a walker at age 35. Yes. Yeah, Josh, you're stuck with us till you're an old geezer of 35 years old. They signed Shakir last week. They've got Allen wrapped up. It had to be done. It deserved to be done. And, of course, they also redid Russo, extended his contract, defensive end Greg Russo, and Terrell Bernard, who really deserves it as well. He's been a hell of a player. Remember when What's-His-Face went to the Bears? And we're like, geez, who's going to replace him? And I always thought he was overrated. He was one of those guys, looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane, I thought. Terrell Edmonds or whatever his name was. Yeah, so this kid is way better. I mean, he's smaller, but he's got a nose for the ball. He's got instincts. You can't teach the instincts. You got it or you don't. So that's it. That's what's going on in Bill's land. And in Trump land, well, everything's in chaos, of course. You've got Trump putting tariffs on, taking them off, putting them on, taking them off. He's driving the stock market crazy. People are pissed off. They're losing their money, losing money in their 401ks and whatnot. I mean, at what point does this guy's act get old? You know what I mean? It's too much, and I think the country is sick of him already. I don't see how this can go on for 4 years. I really don't. Something's got to give. But anyways, yeah, just total chaos. I guess they're closing down the Department of Education, or they're laying off half the people tomorrow at the Department of Education. They're laying off people from the food safety inspectors and stuff. You know, it's fucking crazy between the layoffs and the shit going on with Russia and Ukraine. And now Ukraine has, I guess, agreed to a 30-day ceasefire because they were kind of bullied into it. And now I guess, well, we're going to see what Russia says. Of course they'll take the 30-day ceasefire. They can retool and attack again. And in the meantime, they're getting all everything they want. They're going to get, probably get to keep the land they took. They'll probably tell Ukraine, you can't ever join NATO. You're not going to get all your land back. But, hey, we're not going to kill you anymore. So Ukraine, in turn, is going to say, yeah, that all sounds real nice, but we can't trust these fuckers. We can't trust Russia. They fucked us before, so we want it in writing that the United States is going to guarantee our security. And if that doesn't happen, which I don't think it's going to happen, because I don't think Trump has got the balls to put that in there, to go against Putin. I laughed last week when he was threatening to put tariffs on Russia, because people have been, saying, hey, is this guy a fucking, what is he, a Russian asset? And so he's getting a little self-conscious about that, which he should, because he is a Russian tool as far as I'm concerned.
Is it my imagination, or is he more commanding and mannish?
So did you ever listen to a song for many years? I know I'm switching the topic here because I'm so sick of talking about Trump, but if you ever listen to a song for many years and you always thought the lyrics were one thing, and then, like 40 years later, you find out they're actually singing something completely different. I always thought that the Rolling Stones song Happy, which Keith Richards sings lead on, where I thought he was saying, I'm never going to look at a midget. So it turns out the line is, I just found out, never got a lift off a Lear jet. So, boy, do I feel stupid. All right, that's all I got for you. Listen, it's been real, it's been nice, but it ain't been real nice. Don't forget, we're streaming all over the place. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, YouTube. Although there's no audio. No video, I should say, of me, only audio. And some awesome graphics brought to you by Lakewood Studios. Of course, you can also find me at slicktom.com and on Podbean. Until next time, remain calm always. Circle the wagon. Go Bills. Live fast, die old. Weed, whiskey, and Warren Zevon. Resist.
Hail to the king, baby.